Hello, for those of you who don't know me, my name is Tyler Miller. I am a Navy veteran, a husband and father of two beautiful girls, a redeemed child of Christ, and a newly elected PCO. Who knew? Wanted to make this video as just a quick introduction to the Washington Convention, the idea of it, where it came from, and what we hope to accomplish with it. I hope you've had a chance to look at the website a little bit and get a flavor for some of the ideological ideas behind it. It's loosely based, inspired by the 1787 Constitutional Convention. And just a quick rundown of what that is and why it came about. It was in response to the failures of the Articles of Confederation immediately upon declaring independence. It worked well through the war, but in peacetime and practical effect, it showed severe weakness, and the states saw that and recognized it. They tried to get a convention together in Annapolis in 1786, but that one was only attended by about 5 states, so they called for another convention the following year in Philadelphia, which was eventually attended by all the states, and they, of course, produced the Constitution. Now, the Washington Convention is not so bold in thinking that it's going to be a constitutional convention. I have no intention whatsoever of changing or making proposals to change the Washington State Constitution at this time. Nor do I think that there is an immediate necessity to do that. What we're facing is a problem with our elected officials, state agencies that are lawless in their actions. It's one thing to have a policy disagreement, a political disagreement with execution. It's entirely another thing to be able to look at officials, judges, governors, legislators, attorneys general, and say, you are categorically disregarding the Constitution of our state. You are categorically disregarding the statutes that govern our state. You are inventing law. You are disregarding law. You are legislating from the bench. All of these things. These are problems that need to be discussed and talked about. And they are. They are being discussed and talked about. Various social media platforms, even some mainstream media outlets bring these issues up. But the conversation is either extremely one-sided, in the case of mainstream media, or they're very diffused and disparate voices in the social media sphere on the conservative side. And that is really what this convention is going to be about. It's going to be about trying to produce a unified, statewide voice on the right-leaning side of the ideological spectrum in our state. It is about basically, as one person has suggested, it's akin to producing a 95 Theses, Martin Luther's 95 Theses, which kicked off the Protestant Revolution. Or you can think of it in more modern terms as a contract with America. It's a document, a unified platform that transcends party lines, even though the Republican Party is probably going to make up the most of the base on this. But it's an ideological assertion of what is wrong with our state. Being able to look at the idea and saying, yes, our state is broken, and it's broken in these specific areas, these specific points, and we can cite these specific examples of agencies, politicians, judges, so on and so forth, violating the law, violating the Constitution, and we need to address and fix these things. Producing such a document would have the effect of it's a rallying point. It's something that we can get behind as a state at all levels, from statewide offices all the way down to county offices, city offices, and even down to precinct committee officers, where we have the ability to say, this is what we want to change. You know, not abstract ideas, not fool notion of less government and all the platitudes that people have gotten used to, all of which I agree with. Don't get me wrong. It's the idea of having a concrete message to say we are going to affect this change. That's what we want to produce. So I hope, and you can probably hear my daughter coming in from outside in the swimming pool, but our hope here is to produce a constructive forum with representation from all around the state. It is essential that this be a statewide unifying event. So please take a look at the website. Follow us on Facebook. I'm going to be trying to make more videos as time permits to explain and update where we are in the process, and hopefully it's an idea that, at least in principle, you can latch onto and say, this is a good idea. We need to have this conversation, and we need to have it in a centralized and forceful way to bring about real change in the state. Okay, I hope you've enjoyed the video. Hope it hasn't been too distracting, and hopefully we will be in touch and we'll get traction on this. Okay, take care. Send any comments or questions you have. info@washingtonconvention.org. Thanks. Bye-bye.